Hi guys, so I'm gonna show you how to do these exercises that you have in here. So we're gonna do number 15, and then we're gonna go to number 18. For this ones here, this is just a calculator work. Just make sure that you understand that this is in degrees, because angles can be expressed in degrees or radians. These ones are in degrees. So if they ask us sine of 83 degrees, the first thing we have to make sure is that the calculator is in degrees. All of them, you go to mode, and then now it's in degrees. If you want to change it to radians, you just move down and you just press enter here in radians, and it's gonna do it in radians. So I'm gonna clear this now. So we're gonna do sine of 83 degrees, and that's what we get. We get 0.99. It's really close to 1 because sine of 90 is 1, so this is really close to 1, so it's 0.99. okay, now you can do it with all of them. If they ask, for example, the sine of 2 pi over 3 will be something like this. We don't have here the degree sign, so that means it's in radians. So we should go to the calculator, we should change this to radians, and then now we're gonna do sine of 2, and then here we can put pi over 3. Okay, close the parentheses, and we will get 0.866, which is actually square root of 3 over 2. Okay, we know this by heart. So that's it. That's how it works. And I will also explain you how to solve this type of problem, which again, this is just a SOHCAHTOA problem. It's sine, cosine, tangent. We have to find the missing side. So first of all, you have to evaluate if you have to use sine, cosine, or tangent for each one of these problems. So how do we know? How do we know if we use sine, cosine, or tangent? Well, if we define each one of them, and I'm gonna do it here, remember that the sine of x is using this, right? It's the opposite over hypotenuse. Cosine of x is adjacent over hypotenuse, and then tangent of x is opposite over adjacent. So what we have to first is look the angle that we have. We have this angle here, 47. And what do we have from this angle? Do we have the adjacent from this angle? No, we do not. Do we have the opposite? Yes, we do. We have the opposite. Do you have the hypotenuse? Yes, we do. So which one should we use? Just the one that has opposite and hypotenuse. Opposite. Which one has opposite and hypotenuse? Well, if we look, the sine is the one that has opposite and hypotenuse. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna use sine here. Sine of 47 equals the opposite, which is x over 11. Once we have this, what we do is we have to solve for x. How do we solve for x here? So to solve for x here, what we do is we just multiply, okay, times 11 both sides. Okay, so we multiply times 11. What we have is x equals 11 times sine of 47. Okay, and then we just use the calculator. Okay, we use the calculator to do this. It's 11 times sine of 47. It's 1.35. Okay, wait, because this should be in degrees, because it is degrees, and now I have my calculator in radians, so I have to change it. Here we go, and now I just do it again in degrees, and I'm gonna get 8.40. Okay, 8.04. Okay, that's it. Some of them are a little bit more challenging, especially they're more challenging when, for example, this one here. This one is a little bit, or the 22 or the 20 also. So I'm gonna do this one. When they move the triangle, don't get fooled by this. Make sure you always identify where's the right angle, right? So here we have the right angle, and then where's the hypotenuse? Here's the hypotenuse. Again, they're giving you now this angle, and you have to think which one should you use. Should you use sine, cosine, or tangent? Which one is relating? Now we have, what do you have in here? So you have 12, which is actually what? The opposite or the adjacent? What is, oh, I'm sorry, here. So 12 is, what is this one? Is this is the adjacent. Okay, x is the hypotenuse. So you have the adjacent and the hypotenuse. So we look up here which one relates the adjacent and the hypotenuse, and it's actually cosine, right? Adjacent and hypotenuse. So that's the one we're going to use. Cosine of x equals adjacent over hypotenuse, right? Now the x is 26, so cosine of 26 equals 12 over x. Now, some students have problems solving this type of equations. What I suggest, the easiest way to solve this is that you're going to change this x with this cosine of 26, and you can just flip it. If you don't understand why, you can just make two steps. You can multiply all this equation times x, and then divide both sides over cosine of 26. And if you do that, you're gonna get the same thing. In my opinion, it's easier to think that this just switch, these two values switch. So what you have is x equal 12 over cosine of 26. Okay, now so we solve this. 12 over cosine of 26, it's 13.35. Okay, so that's how we solve this. And yeah, that's enough for today. I'm gonna make another video for the next topic.